Order in the court.
Has J. Cole surpassed Kendrick Lamar?
No, he hasn't. He hasn't. I think as a lyricist, he's on a different. He's more focused on being a lyricist than Kendrick is right now. But I think if Kendrick wanted to focus up, he can be there at any moment.
What you think, Q?
I think as a lyricist, me personally, I just feel like Cole has always been a better lyricist. I feel like Cole is more clear and in his rapping, with like how he chooses to go about delivering his bars or whatever. Kendrick is more like flows, and Cole's more about what he's actually saying.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt like, but album wise, I mean, Kendrick has one of the best 3 album runs that has ever happened in hip hop. So I just feel like Cole has a ways to go, but he's done a good job to close the gap with the features he's done like over the last couple of years. And his last album, the Off Season, was fire. Mm-hmm. So we'll see what happens with this Fall Off album that's supposed to come this year too.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. What do you think?
I understand why people would say that, and I'm a huge Kendrick Lamar fan. Even though like both of them are like they don't do like a lot of media stuff, and like they're both recluses. Cole just feels like more. Cole feels more like reachable and in touch with what's going on and like down to earth. Well, like Kendrick has become like this recluse superstar that nobody knows what's on his mind. Nobody knows what he's thinking. Nobody knows what his moves are. Everything is like very like coded and like hard to figure out. And it's like so like, okay, so both of them are like very different from when they first debuted.
They switched places essentially.
Yeah.
Cole is a little more out there now. He's collabing.
Well, I wouldn't say that. Like, it's just that Kendrick just seems like he doesn't seem like relatable. Like when Kendrick first started, like he was a kid from Compton, like
good kid in the Mad City.
Good kid in the Mad City. But now it seems like Kendrick is like he's turned in. He literally looks like he gets dressed by like the people who did Zoolander now, right? Well, like right, and like J. Cole on the other hand, like like he pretty much like is like rebelling against like the status quo of like how a rapper is supposed to look, and is like more relatable and likable. And I also think that a lot of the things that J. Cole has done as far as like his features, like all of his features have delivered. Like some people have been saying like, yo, Cole is verse of the year and everything like that, right? So he's been feeding the streets with those. Mm-hmm. 2, what he's done with Dreamville, putting other artists on, giving them opportunities has been like a huge deal. I understand Kendrick and Baby Keem, that's his little cousin, but that's it, right? Mm-hmm. Another thing is Dreamville Fest, like giving back to the fans back home. Like, so basically he's doing something back home. So that kind of makes him more like the people's champion. Mm-hmm. And even though like Cole isn't like a social media dude, his presence on social media is still bigger. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a few months ago, like he surprised Ari Lennox at one of her shows. Like, like I don't think Kendrick is going to, even though I know SZA is not his artist, that's like, a good friend of his. Mm-hmm. He's not popping up on SZA.
Mm-hmm. And there was a video of him playing basketball with Adam Sandler on West 4th Courts. Like the other day, like he just pop up riding his bicycle.
I just think J. Cole with this common man thing that I'm not saying like it's fake. I believe it, but I'm just saying like I just think that like it makes people champion him more and like people understand him more and like like sometimes like when you see people like the casual person like they prefer J. Cole. So I just think that with this Fall Off project is going to be like a lot of promotion behind it and a lot of people that are going to be like invested in it, and I just think that project is going to put him where like a lot of people have been anticipating him going.
It also has the backing of it supposedly being his last album. So you can't forget that either.
Yeah, I mean, and who else is better to learn from than his, his boss Jay-Z, who teases retirement. I
just think they're just on different planes right now. Like and they've actually just completely swapped like where each other are. Like when Kendrick was more outward and out there, J. Cole was more of the recluse, and now it's just switched. Like
I don't remember
we don't really know what with Cole being the recluse. Cole was a recluse he still kind of is. He pops out for shit, and it's more like scaled back with his appearance and shit like that. But for like that whole 2014, like around that time, Forest Hills Drive,
that's when it started.
Yeah, that's when it started. But and at that time, Kendrick was Kendrick had Damn. Damn was his third album, and that's like his biggest like commercial album.
Right. I agree with that, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I think at one point J. Cole was doing all the media stuff and like wearing all the outfits that everybody was telling, like a stylist was telling him to wear, and then he decided he was going to change things. I don't think it was more like Recluse, where I think that he just was like, yo, I'm shading like all of like the status quo what I'm supposed to do. And he just did things like his way. Like he took it into his own hands. And even with that, like he went to like his fans' houses and let them hear the album.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess like for me, like I don't take that as him being a recluse, as him just saying like, I don't need to go to the radio to do this. I'm going to go directly to the consumer.
Yeah.
So it was more like he went like, if he was like, if him and Kendrick were running for president, like he basically just said, all right, you know what, I'm going to go out here on my Barack Obama shit and go kiss these babies, go into these community centers, talk to these kids and get them to buy my project. And that's why Forest Hills Drive was so successful.
Yeah. And he always, and I'll give him that too, he always has very
and the Dollar in the Dream, the whole Dollar in the Dream thing when like he did the concert and it was only $1 to get in and shit like that. And like he's the people like the people's champion. And like, ladies and gentlemen, please know I'm a Kendrick guy, but I'm just saying the way it's going, like Cole's going to pass him.
But do you think he has?
No, he's on the way to when we finally get the fall off, that's when it'll happen.
And I think that is because Kendrick's last album wasn't that well received, and then also like what's happening with like he's not with TDE no more. So like, how is this gonna go? And what role did those guys play in the checks and balances of making great projects? Like we haven't seen him do this on his own.
We haven't seen him really develop PG Lang yet. But yeah. So I just want to see what happens next with him.
I'm tuned in.
I want to see if he gets back to his lyric to like focusing on the lyricism. Seems like this last album was something that was like something that he wanted to do for like on a therapy type session type shit.
Yeah, it definitely was. It's built, it's structured like a play.
Yeah.
You
definitely get that type of feel with the structure of it. But I want to see if he gets back to these lyrics, if he gets back to these features, then we'll have an even playing field. We'll see.
Yeah, we will see. Mm-hmm. Guys, thank you for watching. We'll catch you next time.
Dun dun.